This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Friday, May the 21st. Race number 7 at Santa Anita. Let's throw up the field for this turf sprint for Calbreds. It's an optional claiming race. Non-winners of one other than the condition. $50,000 the optional claiming price. Download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them and handicap along with us. The number 7, Let's Get Lucky, is the 9-5 morning line favorite. He's yet to race on turf, but he's kept some good company on the main track.
Yeah, he's run well in both of his dirt starts, Dan. I suppose if he transfers that form over, he'll be pretty tough in here.
And one of his best assets is his speed. As we throw up the time form US pace projector, Let's Get Lucky expected to make the lead. But you'll note it's a red bar scenario. Time form US believes that this pace could heat up in the early portion.
We'll see how fast he has to go. I guess I won't be too surprised if he clears in here. I didn't necessarily think they had to go fast up front, but there are some pretty good horses in this race.
The number 1, Big Flame, has the speed to work out a nice trip and is a really generous price on the morning line at 15-1. I thought this horse showed some ability on dirt last year, Mike, and his most recent start was his first race off of a long layoff, and it just didn't work out. He's getting Lasix, and he has some turf in his pedigree.
Yeah, those are all interesting things about a horse who's going to be a price. I mean, I thought he ran well in both of his starts as a 2-year-old off the layoff last time in a stakes race. He just never really got involved there and finished far behind. Didn't want to be too hard on him for that race, Dan. He's going to add Lasix for this. As you mentioned, he's got a lot of turf pedigrees by Mr. Big. Both of the prior foals from this dam have won on turf already. It just feels like this is an interesting horse at a price.
And the dam's a full sister to stakes-winning turf router, the Hunted, and Grade 2 placed turf router Huntsville. Very interesting trying the sod for the first time. Now, Mike, the number 2, Cybertruck, last time out the short comment says troubled trip gamely. I thought all in all the trip worked out very well. Let's watch Cybertruck's race on March 27th. Down in the pocket, yes, a little bit tight on the turn. Yes, a little bit tight here, but saved ground in behind the leader, gets clear here and fires on home.
Yeah, got a perfect trip in this race. Got clear with plenty of time in the stretch, and is just much the best in here. This was a good performance on the back of, Dan, what I just thought was a really useful debut. I mean, this is the kind of horse that you really wanted to be betting back off of the race that he ran first time out, where he just didn't break that great, got settled off the pace and there came out on the outside in the stretch. He was just racing on at the end of that race like a horse who probably needed the race and got a lot out of it. And he came back and took a step forward last time.
Some changes for the number 3, Me Likey. Blinkers on, first time gelding, first off the claim. This horse has raced twice on the turf. In the career debut, showed good early speed going gate to wire. Needs a little bit of a buyer boost.
Yeah, we'll see if he can build off of that debut now, Dan. I mean, obviously he hasn't gone forward on the dirt, and they wound up dropping him in for 16 last time. If he is a turf horse and his career debut suggests that maybe this is his surface, this could be a good claim.
And his only turf race against Calbreds resulted in the win. It was against Open Company when he was defeated. His first race off a layoff. That race produced 2 next out winners. The third place horse came back to win 2 in a row on dirt. Buyers of 79 and 78. Rock Till You Drop took the long way around last time out when returning to turf on May the 15th. Let's watch that race for trainer Peter Miller. Must have been 4 or 5 wide on the turn, Mike, and it's going to finish up evenly. Peter Miller's going to wheel this horse back on short notice. I guess that's a pretty good sign.
I guess it is. He runs fine in here, Dan. A small step forward, perhaps, from his first start, which came off of the layoff. To me, this looks like the kind of horse he doesn't try that hard in here. He's on his wrong lead at the end. He was never a threat to win that race while getting third. I didn't like his first turf start at all, but maybe he just needed that one off the layoff.
My man Bags comes off a very short layoff as a new gelding. His turf debut came last time out. Brief speed, tired, maybe some tactical speed here. He's going to have to do a lot better.
Yeah, it feels like he's in a pretty tough spot here. This is not, a weak race for the level, I don't think. He has a new gelding for this. Maybe that helps.
Jazz Hands is one of only 2 multiple race winners in this field. Let's go back to his most recent performance. This was over the synthetic surface at Golden Gate Fields, and he was a 1-2 shot, and the jock kept him 4-5 path on the backstretch, clear of traffic, and he's going to kick away to win nicely. The runner-up coming back to win in a similar spot with a 74 buyer. Turf for the first time, like the tactical speed this horse has shown. I think he can get a good trip here.
Yeah, I like that about him too. I suppose you could make the assumption that he'll handle turfs now that he's run well on both dirt and synthetic. Maybe he's just one of those horses. I don't think I would, want to take too short a price to find out. 5-1 that they have him on the line is probably about right, Dan. I don't know if I would take less than that.
Morning line favorite, the 7, Let's Get Lucky. Debut winner going gate to wire on dirt, then caught a good field last time out in the Echo Eddie Stakes. The winner of that race, the Trojan Vron, came back to win the Grade 3 Las Barrera last week with a 90 buyer. The runner-up came back to win a one other then with a 90 buyer. This dam went 3 for 3 on the turf. So this horse has some pedigree to get the turf sprint.
Yeah, the pedigree is there, and his dirt form is obviously fine. So if you feel like he's just going to transfer it over, I guess he's supposed to be, pretty hard to beat here. Dan, his debut was good. He ran fine in the Echo Eddie. He was no match for the 1-2 finishers in there, but they might both be pretty good. We'll see if he turfs, and we'll see what kind of price you're going to be asked to take.
The 6 Jazz Hands, one of 2 multiple race winners. The other is the 8 Play Chicken. One of his wins came in the King Gloria Stakes on dirt, going a mile as a 2-year-old. This horse is cutting back in distance, Mike. We usually like turnbacks. This is a pretty steep turnback on the turf, however. He might need a little help up front.
Yeah, I don't know how much I love this horse on the turnback. That being said, Dan, he's a pretty good price on the morning line for a horse who already has competitive turf form. If he can handle this cutback, he could be really tough in here.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Friday's race of the day. Mike's going with Big Flame. Has the return run, has the turf pedigree, should work out a decent trip from the rail, should be a nice price.
And those are all the things that I like, Dan. I'm not way against the 2 in here. I really didn't want the morning line favorite switching surfaces, but I'm not way against the 2, who I think has already run well on the grass. I thought that this horse, Big Flame, ran well as a 2-year-old, and he's bred to handle the surface switch.
I've got him in my picks as well. Cybertruck, I think the trouble was exaggerated in the short comment, but I did like the way he fired on home. And like you, I liked his debut try. It appears this horse can get a spot in mid-pack. If the pace is swift, he should be running late. Seems well spotted for his first race against winners. 1-2-7-4 for Mike, 2-6-4-1 for me. It's the Friday DRF race of the day, the 7th at Santa Anita. Good luck.